This is Carrie Williams with Atlanta Video Network, and we're here today with an amazing entrepreneur and visionary, Janice Laws. Thank you, Janice, for meeting with us today.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure. I absolutely love meeting with you and spending time with you. So this is amazing.
Great. Well, you have had an incredible success early on in your businesses. And you've gotten to see a lot of places around the world, and just share a little bit with us about, the businesses that you've had, what had you go into business for yourself, and a little bit about your world vision.
Got it. What comes to mind when you ask me that question is my grandmother. My grandmother, she recently passed away. She's 97. She was 97. And my grandmother was an entrepreneur.
Wow.
Yeah, she raised me, and I grew up with her having her own little business. It was just a little vegetable shop, but it gave me access to something that in little rural Jamaica, she was able to create that, and she was able to have that provide for herself and her grandchildren. And so I always knew that if I wanted to have a business, that I could. And coming to America, being an immigrant, I always knew that that's something that I want to do at some point in my life. And so that is where it all started, as a little girl.
Your grandmother.
With my grandmother, her being an entrepreneur. And so it was just always something that was in me. And as I grew up, I actually had success in being a salesperson. Like, I got into the insurance industry, was very successful within a short period of time. I was a top sales producer, making a six-figure income, and I wanted to do more. I wanted to have a sense of freedom and control of my own life, because one of the things within being a salesperson is you have a lot of quotas that you have to meet and a lot of pressure. And for me, my experience of it was that I was not able to be as free in creating the way that I wanted. And so even though I had success as a salesperson, I wanted to take that out into doing my own creation and my own vision, having that look, how I wanted to look, and to be able to serve more people in a way that makes a difference that I see.
Well, and serving more people in a way that makes a difference in the way that you see.
Mm-hmm.
Just share a little bit more about this new venture that you're starting on, and I know you've done a lot of different self-development programs, a lot of soul searching and self-development to get to this place of really creating something newly.
Yes, I have, and I've always been a seeker. It's, I'm a Sagittarian, and I make that mean something, that we're seekers, and we love freedom, and we like to go out and create. So I've always been that way, but a major life event happened to me about 5 years ago. I went through a divorce. I got married at a young age, at 20 years old, and by the time I was 21, I had 2 children, married. My whole 20s, I was a wife and a mother, and a professional person at the same time, doing it all. And that came to an end 5 years ago. And so I had to reinvent myself. And I really had to look at who I am in this moment, because I've lived as a married person for 14 years.
Wow.
And one of the things I never wanted to be was a single mom.
Right.
It was something that I thought, I'm not going to be a statistic. I'm going to be married, I'm going to have my kids, and it's going to look that way. And so when it didn't go that way, even though that's what I wanted to be free. However, I had to go inside and see now, who am I? Who do I want to be in the world? And so I really took on personal growth and development and spiritual development in a bigger way. I became a junkie, is what I say, you know. And so I found a spiritual guru that taught me various meditations to really connect with who I am, with my feminine essence, with my creative essence, with my motherhood, everything, just really going in to create all that. And in doing that and really getting in touch with who I am, I wanted to share that with the world. And I thought, how many other people that have gone through divorces or have gone through the things that I've gone through that I can support? You know, people in my own industry I'm particularly interested in, like people that are in the insurance and financial service world that have agencies or that are in careers that are successful, but they've gone through divorces, or maybe they're in a situation where they're not happy and all they have is the career and they don't know how to create anything else. I want to offer to them that you can have it all, like you can have more than just the career or the business. And it's been a challenge. It's been a challenge to step out and do that while being a mother and creating new relationships and all of that. So it's been a challenge, but I have really gotten so much for myself and want to share with other people.
Say just a little bit more about this new pathway that you're creating about sharing with other people.
Yes. So one of the things that I've done is I've become a certified life coach and a certified dream coach and accountability coaching. And so I've gotten several different certifications that allow me to be able to coach and consult with people on different subjects, particularly in what are they interested in as far as what's their dreams, what do they see for themselves and their lives that I can be a source in helping them to fulfill on. So that's really because I feel like so many people have given up on their dreams.
Right.
And they've just gotten stuck in the day-to-day. Like, this is it, this is what I'm doing, and this is all there is. And I want to work with those people that know that there's something more. Just like I knew, oh my goodness, there's more. And to dig deep, to look at what is your passion. What are you passionate about? What makes you happy? What makes your heart sing? And put together, like, not just, when I talk about dreams, I'm not talking about like a fantasy, like a wish, you know, like, oh, I want to win the lottery. Not like that. But that there's something in your heart that you actually want to happen, and I can come alongside you and map it out and have you take the action, support you in fulfilling on that. Like, done deal.
Oh, that's exciting. And I know that you've just written a book that kind of chronicles a little bit of this experience and your new vision of being a dream coach or dream fulfilled coach.
Yes.
Share with us a little bit about your book.
Yes, so I'm so excited. So it's been in the works for a couple of years. Actually, I've always known that I have a book in me somehow. I know it wasn't going to be a novel or anything like that, but there's something about the written word and even the spoken word that just has me be empowered. And so I wanted to have that, be that for people. And so I started to, just as I go through my journey, pick out different little principles that I've learned. Like just the principle of being a visionary, you know, and what that looks like to really see what it is that you want for your life and be able to take the actions on that. And like the principle of just passion and purpose and integrity and things that really make a difference in creating the life that you want and the life that you love. And so those are things that I've just put together in a very small book to share with people, that there are no limits. that there are no limits, that you can create anything you want for yourself in your life, and just a few guiding principles to have them fulfill on that. So it's just a simple book, and I'm excited about it.
Well, I think everybody can be inspired in this day and time. We live in a world where there's so much trouble and there's so much uncertainty.
Mm-hmm.
And there are many people who really do not have a sense that big dreams are possible of being fulfilled when they see so much conflict and so much
Yes.
Things that are not going in a good
Yes.
direction.
Yes.
So I think
Yes.
this is a good time for someone to come with that kind of a message, especially here in the United States, especially from, someone of your leadership and someone with your business background.
Yes.
And that you bring this to the business world, I think, is really extraordinary. We think of small businesses or, corporate businesses as just like that is success in
Yes.
America,
Mm-hmm.
so much of the time. But I really hear you expanding, what success can be,
Yes.
in dreams that don't look possible even inside a corporate or a small business setting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you're saying that, the other thing is that who also, like what it looks like, but who it's possible for. Like it's not just reserved for a certain group of people. Like I think of myself as just a small little village girl from rural Jamaica. Like my parents were literally teenagers when they had me. My mom was only 16 when she had me. And she had no means, my grandmother basically raised both of us. And I, have no special background, just literally, I don't have a college degree or anything like that. I went to college, but I, had my daughter at 19 and chose to get married and become a mom and all of that. And still, with no mom and dad, so to speak, no official college background, degree. I just went out and created my life the way I wanted it. And I think that's what I want to really share with people. Like, it doesn't have to look a certain way. It's you get to say how it goes. It's your life. And that's my message is, let's go create it. Let's go do it. Like, what do you want?
I don't know how anybody would not want to have you be by their side in creating their dreams fulfilled.
Yes, like what is it? What do you want? Let's go make it happen.
I'm sure there are going to be a long line of folks beating down your door to be able to have that experience. Thank you, Janice Laws, for being with us today. We really acknowledge your leadership, and we wish you the best of luck in this new path that will make such a difference for so many.